Now, there are three ways of thinking in the world. The first one is that if you work hard, you're going to get a better life. And this is the way of thinking that our grandfathers used to have. It's basically, if you toil the field, then you're going to have a bountiful harvest. And then you have another way of thinking, which is that of the modern American left. And that way of thinking is that everything is about luck. Everything is how you're born. So if you're born a white person, then you got white privilege. If you're born in a wealthy family, then you're going to be set for life. There's no point in working hard because the deck is stacked against you. So the only correct thing to do would be to vote Democrat, and eventually you're going to have some sort of wealth redistribution through social programs and the government, and they're going to take from the have-yachts and give it to the have-nots. That's how they call it, the have-yachts. I like that. It's like the have-yachts. Okay. So these are the two ways of thinking. One of them is that you need to struggle really hard, and the other one is that you need to do nothing. In my opinion, both are wrong, and the correct way of thinking comes from anime. I have said this many times before, but I have learned more life lessons and right-wing values from anime than I have learned from right-wing commentators, the church, teachers, American movies, comic book, what have you. No, like anime teaches you the reality because anime comes from Japan and they have an interesting way of thinking that's differently than that from the West. So if you watch anime like Naruto or My Hero Academia, stop laughing. I'm actually serious. Like, listen to me. I'm telling you the essence, okay? Like, ignore the fact that they're cartoons and think about what the writer was trying to say. Like, what was the writer trying to communicate to the audience? And both Naruto and Dragon Ball and My Hero Academia and all these anime that are designed for young boys, they have a similar theme in mind. Usually, in not in Dragon Ball, but like in Naruto and in My Hero Academia, the hero is a weenie. Like in the beginning, he is very weak, incapable. Everyone else is better than they are. But through some manner of luck, like for instance in My Hero Academia, he is lucky that he met All Might. And in Naruto, he is lucky that he had access to great teachers and he was the son of the Hokage, right? So like there is luck involved. Like he was born in the correct family. He did manage to meet the correct individual. And due to that, he had access to something that other people didn't. But it still required hard work. So in My Hero Academia, it wasn't enough that he met All Might. But he also had to toil hard. He also had to struggle. He had to have the journey of the hero. He had to go to the university. He had to struggle hard in order to become the hero that he is. It's the same thing with My Hero with Naruto, right? Like in the beginning, he was very weak, ineffective, unable to even help in combat. But then he struggles really hard. I mean, there's a lot of emphasis on the training arc where he is struggling and there's blood and sweat, and he manages eventually to form friendships with people and train his magic and his combat ability to the point where he becomes a hero. So I like both the West, where it's like, well, in order to be good in life, you need to be born lucky, or you don't need to work at all. The Japanese mindset is like, yeah, there is luck, that there is some luck involved, but that's only a small part of it, right? And I think like many people have luck in different ways. Like for instance, I personally had a hard life before I became a YouTuber, and I did 2 universities, but the luck was that at some point I started my career and I was getting fans, right? Like being a content creator requires luck. But if I didn't grow my channel, if I didn't upload videos every single day, if I didn't make the decision that this should be my career, I would never end up where I am now. So like in life, you do have like these opportunities. There's probably many. Maybe I had some and I missed them. But there are opportunities nonetheless that do come based on your luck. Maybe a job opportunity. Maybe someone wants to be your friend and you ignore them. Like, you don't really know. But I'm pretty sure that in everyone's life, you have like these small events that if you were to take advantage of, and then you put the effort and you work hard, you actually manage to climb the social ladder, you actually manage to improve yourself. I mean, you can ask most people that have managed to become something, and you will see that, yeah, it's like, I'm really lucky because I took the opportunity when it showed up. Now, on the other hand, the idea that you're just born into privilege, while that is true, I know many people that have been lucky, that have gotten money, and they have squandered it. So, like, you can have someone that has a big inheritance, and then they use that money to buy a big house, and they can't pay for the utilities, they can't pay for the heating, they can't pay for electricity, they can't pay the tax for the house, and they end up selling it, and in the end, they're poorer than they were before the inheritance, because they made the poor decisions. Had they not used the money to buy a bigger house and instead used the money to invest into some small business, maybe they would have been better off, right? So it's not just having luck, but it's also the decisions you make. Now I will make a patent thesis, though, and I'll say where the anime stops giving you wisdom and instead gives you fiction. With the taxation rate in America and with the regulations in the European Union, it is true that the more you work, the harder you work, the more you get taxed. So, like, the more you struggle, the more you try to enrich yourself, the more you're enriching the government. And that is very dissuading. That does feel like you're taken for a sucker, like you're being taken for a fool. I can't imagine what it's like in the United States or in other Western countries where you work hard and you see all the people around you getting welfare, and they're not working, right? Like, they're having more free time, they're enjoying parties, they're enjoying all these other things, and they're doing absolutely nothing while you, like an idiot, go to work and you toil hard and you're, putting the extra hours, you're doing the crunch, and it's like 10, 11 hours a day. And then you see all these other people not doing that, and they're enjoying more freedom and liberty than you. And I do think that it causes resentment. I do think that it is very demoralizing because you do not have a capitalist system anymore. You don't have a socialist system either. You have something mixed where you have individuals that work in order to enrich and benefit others. Usually the politicians, the managerial class, and then even other people that just can work, like they could get a job, but they refuse because the welfare is better. And it's usually that the legislation is made in such a way, it's like, okay, so I can sit home, do nothing, and I get welfare, or I can go to work, get minimum wage, and the difference in dollars isn't that significant, but I'm losing all my free time, I'm losing all of this, like, why should I? Right? So it's this mentality that's being encouraged that's a problem. But anyway, I just thought that this is interesting, and since 2020, apparently people do believe that hard work will not lead to a better life, and my answer is that it's kind of false. There are opportunities that you get, and if you don't seize on them, if you don't take on them, you're never going to have a better life. But it's about taking risk, and unfortunately, sometimes taking risk also means losing. It's up to every person to decide for themselves, but to say that hard work isn't important, that's not true. You can have all the opportunities in the world. If you don't put the effort, you're never going to make it. So let me know what you guys think, and if you want to support the channel, I need to mention this, like, e-begging is important. I forget to e-beg all the time, and then, see, if I don't put the hard work, this is what I have a subscribe star, okay? It's in the pinned comment. If you don't want to use subscribe star, I also have a Patreon. It's there, right? So, like, there's links into the pinned comment. It takes you there. I'll give you buyer's remorse in exchange. That's what you're getting. But you are supporting the channel. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the comment section. Take care.